The main cost is just the human effort at that point. So I look at this conversation with a great deal of interest because the model is changing, and we're looking to see what it's going to be, and I'm looking to you guys to come up with some of the insights of where we're going to put the turnstiles to get the people to see our movies, because we'd love to have 1 million people see them. We'd love to have 1 billion people see them. And we'd love it to be as inexpensive as possible in order to make the money, in order to make more of them, because that's what we like to do.
If you want many people to see your movie, the best way to do it is to put it on Pirate Bay, actually.
I'm sure they're already there, but the point is that doesn't pay us, right? So we don't make another one.
Well, but maybe if I could download your movie in a very nice high quality from Pirate Bay or wherever, in a format that suits me, and then you have a website with a little PayPal button, and I can just do ping, €8. Because if you make a fun movie and I enjoy watching it with a bunch of friends on my HD Beamer with my Hacks Apple TV, then I'd be happy to pay €8. But you have to make it easy.
What you propose is actually very simple and easy, and I think there will be companies that will facilitate that, and I think things like YouTube or one of the other ones will probably do it for us. But the copyright issue is also something we struggle with in the filmmaking process, because we have to do a tremendous amount of research in order to find out what we can do without getting sued. And if we do make any money, if we get 1 million people to pay us €8, then we're going to get sued, guaranteed.
So actually copyright is hurting you a lot more than it's helping you. That's an interesting...
It's both hurting and helping, yes.
Yeah, I understand what you mean, and I'm in favor of a skinny copyright, basically. And I do believe that there are excesses by which indeed companies with capital are overextending the rights that they have acquired. And I do believe in the creative process, and the creative process should be sponsored as much as possible. And a balance needs to be found in there so that you can profit from your copyright and not hindered by it.
So basically we only disagree on where the balance should lie.
That is absolutely correct, yeah.
And basically you say that we should have 10 years to make our €8 as many times as we can, and then your kids can have it for free, and then after that or something.
That's what he's saying, that's not what I'm saying. I believe that you as a creator should be able to benefit from the long tail, and therefore you should hold your right. And for example, there are movements where it's said, okay, let's hire a company that can do the business for you, but after a certain time that copyright reverts to the original creator, so you can re-energize and also make new deals. And the funny part is you see that already happening with very successful authors. Yeah, there are big corporations who have successful authors under contract, but once these authors start once they are successful and have more bargaining power, believe you me, those deals are renegotiated. So there is a lot more flexibility than meets the eye.
Wait a second. We have a long line of people who want to make an intervention or observation or whatever, raise an issue, and we have 15 minutes left. So I think we have to try to speed a little bit up. Okay? So I'm gonna not allow you to say anything. I'm gonna move to the next question, if you agree. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm a filmmaker myself, and I want to ask you all to be a bit more realistic about this whole issue. This guy there was from California, if I understood correctly. In Europe, nearly no single film makes any profit. The films are paid by the government, nearly all European countries, and even very, very big production, which are B productions, if we compare it with US American productions, make losses, like Alexander, for example. So I think that if we in Europe destroy the US propaganda, which is coming here from the USA, we lose nothing. And I think it's quite disturbing when you say, excuse me, I don't know your name, I can't remember it, that the single individual and that small filmmakers can profit from the laws that exist because, like I said, the government is paying for the films. So why and how could I... What does copyright give me if I don't make any money of it? I really don't understand. And I think that you are only supporting very big companies who have all the power to acquire new copyrights, not copyrights, but yeah, in the US they also can acquire copyrights, what they can't in the EU. So what's in it
your
for
point
me?
Your point is clear, I think, and you raise an interesting issue about the alternative sources of income for creative individuals and groups. And one is indeed much more stressed in Europe, which is subsidies from either government or private companies. And what is the relationship between those sources of income? Is maybe a thing that you raise in your statement.
I don't know if anybody ever here goes to, for instance, ballet or the theater or something like that. None of those things, make money. We choose as a society to publicly fund them, and if we didn't, they wouldn't exist. So I don't think necessarily that's bad. Maybe we spend too much money on certain things, I don't know, but it's not bad to publicly fund arts.
I'm very much against public funding because it breeds elitism, and I'm not sure why we should subsidize classical concerts whereas only the rich people go there. And I would also like to say that there is a certain irony in complaining about the American dominance in this field, because the main drivers behind copyright laws in the United States were European authors complaining about their pirate copies, especially Dickens, Alexandre Dumas, etc. So if we are suffering from American dominance in that respect, we only have our own historical writers to thank for that.
Briefly.
Yeah, I mean, interesting is, of course, that 9 out of 10 US films also make a loss. Then subsidy, yes, that is one way. You have also sponsorship, of course, which again happens by large corporations in general. I don't think that what you say is correct. And the government that uses subsidies is also earning back and sponsorship, that's paying for the funding of these films, is also being paid back then by exportation of those films. So it's even the government basically, gets, or these bodies that the government creates to fund, get money back. They just take the risk of making the movie out of your hands when you're subsidized. But I also agree that, I wouldn't want to live in a society where the government is deciding which films are being made and not.
Okay, thank you. Next question, please.
Yes, this is for the director of Brein. You've made some statements which nobody could possibly disagree with, like you are for helping the small creator. He needs to be able to profit from his work.